It was a murder that shook the community. It was Christmas Eve 2022. Okaloosa County Deputy Corporal Ray Hamilton was killed in the line of duty. The state attorneys say the man who fired the fatal shot will not see the light of day. Timothy Paul Price Williams pleaded guilty to felony charges including murder and attempted murder. WEAR's Karis Harmon joining us now. And Karis, the state attorney's office was initially pursuing the death penalty in this case.
Yeah, they were, Sue, but now that option is off the table. A decision made by the people that have to deal with this tragedy every single day, Hamilton's family.
Because of Ray's sacrifice, 24 of his brothers were able to be home Christmas Day with their families. All because Ray answered the call.
Corporal Ray Hamilton, along with 3 other Okaloosa County deputies, were responding to a domestic violence call at a home in Fort Walton Beach. Inside that home, Timothy Paul Price Williams firing at deputies from the window and fatally striking Hamilton.
I got the call from Chief LePee that let me know that Ray was hit and that it did not look good. Probably the toughest moment in my career as a sheriff. You know, I fell to my knees and started praying.
Hamilton died from his injuries. Sheriff Eric Aiden describes Corporal Hamilton as a special person who always prioritized helping others. In fact, telling me Hamilton volunteered to work the night he was killed.
He paid the ultimate sacrifice. You know, it says in the Bible, who shall ascend? And he said, send me. And he answered the call.
The man who pulled the trigger, Timothy Paul Price Williams, has been in jail ever since.
We've been on the case since the very beginning in 2022.
The state attorney's office initially seeking the death penalty, but now that is off the table. In a release from state attorney's office, Ginger Bowden-Madden says the defense made an offer that the defendant would enter a plea in exchange for the state not seeking death. The offer was relayed to Hamilton's family, and after much thought and consideration, the family indicated they wanted to accept the offer.
We feel that the death penalty was absolutely appropriate in this case. It's obviously not the state attorneys that have to, go through the very emotional, the very stressful, the very, uncomfortable trial of having our loved one, autopsy photos that are going to be displayed to, everyone who's in the audience. They wanted some finality and they didn't want to have to, sit through a month-long trial and just have all of those emotions, ramped back up.
Assistant State Attorney Trey Myers says Price Williams pled guilty to first-degree felony murder and 3 counts of attempted first-degree felony murder.
No, based on his plea, he's sentenced to 4 consecutive life sentences. And obviously in the state of Florida, there is no parole. So life is life and he will die in state prison.
Sheriff Aiden says it's important for the community to respect the family's decision.
Moving forward, this will give them some piece of closure, knowing that they do not have to go through this long trial process with no certainties necessarily. And, the guy's never going to get out. I mean, he will never see the light of day. I think it was the decision that Ray would have made, according to Renee. And so, we respect that. We fully support her.
The sheriff says Hamilton's legacy will continue to live on. Sentencing has been set for August 28th, and we'll be there to let you know those results. In the studio, Karis Harmon, WEAR News.